How's it going there, wrestling fans? Tony Mango here, welcoming you to another edition of the Internet Wrestling Community Outreach portion of the Smark Out Moment Smack Talk podcast for the week. Per usual, we're going to be starting things off with the Smark My Words, my choice of my favorite comment that you guys put out there on the different platforms we have for you to voice your opinions. And this week, it's going to go to Silent Wind of Doom. So during our Monday Night Raw live chat, I said, somebody post something to be good enough to be the comment of the week. Go. And Silent Wind of Doom responded with a joke. Why is Helen Keller such a bad driver? The answer, because she's dead. So he's a horrible person. But so am I, because I laughed about it and making that the comment of the week. So thank you, Silent Wind of Doom, for that. Thank you to all the other people who left all the other comments as well on YouTube, on Twitter, and so on and so forth, including that aforementioned group on Facebook. You're going to find that at facebook.com/groups/the Megamaniacs. Not only do we do a live chat for Monday Night Raw, we also do one for SmackDown and 205 Live, and I never remember to put one up for NXT, but maybe we'll start doing that in the future. Also, on top of that, we do other things throughout the week. That's where we post news or funny memes or just kind of chit-chat, whatever the case may be. That's all stuff that you're going to find at that group, so go ahead and join it and do similar shit. Start sending in your questions for the April mailbag special, as that's going to be happening over the next couple of weeks at some point. You can do so by tweeting at SmarkOutMoment with the hashtag mailbag, or better yet, leaving an email through the contact form of the website. Those are the two best methods for me to keep track of everything. So if there's anything that you want to pick our brains about, whether it's on the wrestling spectrum or completely unrelated to that, that's where you should send those questions in, and we will answer them when we get around to doing that. If you want to help Smark Out Moment grow for the future, there's a couple things that you should be aware of. When it comes to monetary donations, there's 3 different things that you can do as far as direct payments. There's PayPal, the YouTube fan funding module, or our Patreon account. But another way to get some funds our way is to buy t-shirts, mugs, and all the other types of merchandise that we have on our Redbubble and our TeePublic shops. But there's things that you can do that doesn't involve money at all that can help us out a lot as well, such as spreading the word about the website through the Sign Me Up initiative. It's kind of on the fun side of things and doesn't do too much, but it's still something that can kind of boost morale a little bit, and that's when you take a sign that says Smark Out Moment to a wrestling show and you send a picture of yourself holding it up to me. But the most important thing out of all that you can do is to help us grow our social media audience. And you can do so by retweeting and following us on Twitter, by liking and sharing our Facebook posts, giving our YouTube videos a thumbs up. Obviously, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that to boost our number there. Leave your comments on the YouTube videos to keep the discussion going. Share the website's articles, share the videos, post things on Reddit, on message boards, all the other kind of things like that you get our name out there in some capacity by doing. It's all going to help out quite a bit. And the same thing applies to Fanboys Anonymous, my spot for movie reviews and other kind of geek culture stuff like that. So if you are interested in those sort of things, head on over to fanboysanonymous.com, follow the Facebook and Twitter accounts, subscribe to that YouTube channel, and do all the same kind of things over there. For instance, we just did an audio commentary track from the 1995 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. So it's myself, Chris Dace, Chris Cheng, and Sean Walker making fun of that, going back to our childhood, bringing our nostalgic roots into the forefront and all that other kind of stuff. So if you like that, head on over to fanboysanonymous.com. You're going to have some fun over there. And that brings us to the major topic of the video, the wrestling trivia question of the week, otherwise known as the Ask Him. Last week's question was, who was the first man eliminated in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and who threw him out? The answer was Yoshitatsu was eliminated by the Great Khali. So let's break down who said what here. Bobby Listener G86 says Heath Slater was eliminated by the Big Show for being the first one to attack him and got eliminated for it. First one to answer, so I get full credit unless I am wrong. Please tell me if I am right. And fuck Silent Wind of Doom for some reason that I am too lazy to think of. Oh, how about fuck him for winning the Smark My Words, right? And no, you're wrong. It wasn't Heath Slater, it was Yoshitatsu. So no credit goes your way for that kind of thing. Peter Piccinini says Show eliminated Yoshitatsu. That is correct. Silent Doom says, heh, the big shamrock, in reference to Did You Know last week. Oh, crap. This was my first pay-per-view back to watching, so I didn't know anyone and barely remember any of it. Barely remember half of it, I should say. Did Cesaro eliminate R-Truth? He might have, but it wasn't the first one at the very least. Fuck Lanny Poffo, fuck David Otunga, and fuck whoever's idea it was to change the Warrior Award. Is anyone aware of who was the origin of that? I would assume probably Vince or Stephanie, but I don't think that anybody's ever actually claimed that they were the ones that sort of issued that change, so I don't know. He also says, and I cared about Tow Truck Pig. It still haunts me to this day that I don't know if he's a tow truck pig hybrid or just a pig driving a tow truck. I always looked at it as a sort of like Transformers type of thing, where Tow Truck Pig is like kind of like how the old Batmobile has a bat face in front of it. Kind of looked at it as like a tow truck that looks like a pig, kind of. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense anyway. Guest 5 says, hashtag give tow truck pig a chance. I always complain but never look for the answer. Wrestling fans. That is true. He also says, at the 53-second mark, Warrior Award going to people backstage doing the pyro. Didn't know Drew worked backstage for WWE. Keep him away from Batista's entrance. You know. Let's start getting into this week's question, and it seems that they probably won't be adding any more people to the Hall of Fame other than those that are included in the Legacy Awards section. I was kind of banking on that, so I had a couple other questions in mind in case they would have introduced a couple other people, but those people that are most likely not going to be in there anymore were still potential inductees that we were talking about earlier in the year, so let's put a little spotlight on one of them with this question. So, Yes, Kim number 272, or 273. Why the hell did I say 272? I don't know. Which rumored future WWE Hall of Famer, they might mention it like next week or something like that, once wrestled under the moniker of Hellraiser? If you think you know the answer, or you want to leave a guess, or anything else like that, drop your comments below on this YouTube video, or if you're listening to iTunes and Stitcher, go to the website's article and leave your comments there. Next week, I'll tell you the answer and anything else that we need to run down. That's going to do us in for this week's edition of the IWC Outreach. I want to thank you all for listening. I want to remind you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give this video a like. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and keep staying tuned to the channel and the website for more. Next couple of things that you're going to be seeing are going to be Hall of Fame related, hence the question. It's going to be a Sporkle quiz of the WWE Hall of Famers. And then after that, sometime later on this week, we're going to record our Wrestling with the Past, where we're going to break down our full memories and thoughts of the Hall of Fame. Unless something comes up and maybe we decide to do something else. I don't know. Fappaigening's kind of getting a little bit more heat, so maybe we're going to do some kind of a best-of list or something like that. I don't know. Who knows? But in any case, this has been another Smark Out moment, and I am being counted out.